Let me ask you something. Do you like boxes? Simple question, I know, but I'm just curious. Do you like breaking boxes left, right, and center, absolutely infuriating those who ordered those packages, but can't really do anything to stop you? If you do, then you probably work at UPS, but if you don't, then you might not love Splatoon single player. You guys really enjoyed my theory about the possible story mode of Splatoon 3, where I spoke about what could be a cool single player story that kind of sews up some of the loose ends from some of the lore within the first Splatoon games. Well, I wanted to talk about how that single player could play like a decent experience. Without further ado, let's get into it. First of all, I'll just preface this by saying I don't think many people get Splatoon games with the purpose of single player. I don't expect to see some Xenoblade level story in Splatoon, just something half interesting to play through. You get it for the multiplayer, screaming your head off as you lose points you didn't deserve to lose in ranked, and going through the therapy session of accepting friends in complete silence to play private battles together. I'm having so much fun accepting people one at a time. It's not like a mass delete and adding button, or room codes will be more efficient. I'm having so much fun! But it doesn't hurt to create a good single player for people to also enjoy, since you choose to offer it. I think the first way to do this would be to make it not like Splatoon 2's hero mode, and similar to that, the Octo expansion. With millions of players potentially moving from Splatoon 2 to 3, we don't need a tutorial of the game as the single player again. That can be for optional tutorials in a peaceful testing range like setting, or trial by error depending on if players like to get into the game faster and how they want to play. I was reading up on how a lot of players saw the single player campaign, and while a lot said it wasn't really a horrible campaign, no one really played more than a couple levels at a time, and some haven't beaten it as they got too bored to finish it. A lot of the campaign very much was like this. Okay Billy, been a while since I've been with you, but I took you somewhere you know absolutely nothing about to gather your first impression. Just treat everything like an enemy in Turf War, and try to keep your interest in it. Okay, this looks fun so far though. Wait, stop for a second. These guys could lose a war against hippies. Okay, you can kill them now. Alrighty, I see you want some of those power eggs, Billy. Ooh, look out though. Yep, well what are these for though? They're to upgrade your weapon. You don't really need them though because your stuff is already maxed out. Is it because it's gonna get so much harder and you're gonna need these power eggs to upgrade and fight tougher enemies? No, it just puts the game into annoying mode, easy mode, and hacker mode. You can put them out of their misery. Oh, I'm hurt! Nice work, Billy. You cleared your first level. Are you ready to do that 30 more times plus boss fights? Boxes, enemies, zapfish, plus more boxes, more enemies, and more zapfish over and over again for 8 hours straight without many memorable new experiences. I guess, as long as I get to keep all the weapons after I'm done. And to keep all the weapons you get on this journey, you have to defeat all of these levels 9 times. Have fun, kid. Huh? One of the things that made the Octo expansion much more enjoyable was the larger variety of levels, making sure levels didn't drag on too long to lose their luster, challenging the player in numerous ways, and keeping them interested in what comes next. Admittedly, some are too hard for some players. Some of the most notable being Target Buster Station, Girl Power Station, Righteous Rail Station with a bamboozler if you have more inconsistent aim than me with a Styx Charger. Why do people choose to live like this? Ride With Me Station, Move It Station, and Matchmaster Station with a Rapid Blaster. Okay, I made a severe lapse in my judgment. Allow me to maneuver past this block, please. In addition to just having more interesting level designs than just hitboxes, kill enemies sometimes, collect zapfish, win, you can also set your own difficulty for each level, which I wish is something other single player games would do. You can even choose a different path entirely if you're stuck on a level to reach the 4 things you need to advance the plot. Now granted, that is a thing for the hero mode too, but nothing really changes or gets that much harder unless you use a short range weapon that was originally made for the Charger or Splatling. A mixture of variety in level design and challenge in the levels removes the monotony that a lot of players have felt during the hero mode campaign. I already know there's going to be some standard levels as we see from the boxes on a few of the levels, but hopefully there's still a lot more in store. In addition to the levels, it'd be great if we'd be allowed to explore the areas that we've seen so far. In the same Splatoon 3 trailer, we did see a ton of new areas like the Antarctic-style hub, I'm assuming with the rocket in the background, and the weird city presented before the main character. Which can I say just how absolutely gorgeous this shot is? I've used it in 2 thumbnails already. I wouldn't be surprised if I used it in this one too. I'll let the blood rush float in my head and knock me out colder than a Bud Light pack if I can explore one of those buildings. As has been seen in Splatoon 1 and 2 through the sunken sea scrolls and their location, locations, the devs aren't new to making you look into stray places to find details about the game, but these have often been confined to the more linear levels of the hero mode. Again, the campaign doesn't have to have some absolutely massive world with stuff, just enough to keep interest and innovate what you've already succeeded with in the past. Hey yo, look at you being a detective over there, Billy. Nice work. Thank you. Back up. There will be a bullet in your thigh. Thank you. I've been trying to keep a close eye on things. It's not like the chick talking to us was helping. Having more sandbox style areas similar to that of Super Mario Odyssey, either as the levels themselves or to get to levels while exploring them, can add to Splatoon 3's very mysterious post-apocalyptic aesthetic. The style that you see in the Octo expansion and hero mode can remain for these levels to add that extra little bit of detail. And to be fair, you'd be surprised how much detail the devs put in the game already, like some of the things I've uncovered in my Expedition series, but giving the player the room to reach out and get a better look at those mysterious things that the devs love to put in the game. However, this goes into my third point for the single player, which is to make it feel at least semi-meaningful. When it comes to Splatoon's lore, there's three groups of people. There's the group who doesn't know anything about it and just paints ink on the ground. There's the people who know basic stuff like how the Inklings and Octolings are related to one another. Me, that's me. I'm in that category, except when I make my near semi-annual theories. And then there's the people who know more lore than I know about my life, looking at every page in the manga, every C-scroll, every piece of Splatoon media they can get their hands on. And I feel like Splatoon 3 would be a great way to both inform the unaware and please the aware of the lore and eventually turn it into more of a story, with the human-like spaceship, the human-like notes in the trailer, and the Moai. Why does this thing have to follow me in every medium I go to? I don't even know how I'm saying the freaking name right. You can begin to tell the story you've left so many hints towards. What was the legacy of the humans? What happened to the professor? What have the Salmons been used for up until this point? Is this box-legged son of becoming immortal like Judd is? We need answers in a point of conflict instead of just more cryptic clues that just lead to an eternal feeling of rising action. Even despite me saying how the developers can make an original story instead of, wow guys, look, DJ Octavio is evil, again, and he kidnaps someone, again, and he's gonna sling him at the moon, you have 23 hours to save them before he does. Some people believe it'll be exactly that. Again. Now yes, DJ Octavio could fill a sort of Bowser-like role in the Splatoon series, but he could also make way for another villain every once in a while to spice things up for everyone like the Mario games have done with, say, King Boo, and further advance the storyline of the games for you to then add more lore and hints in. There can be more important character building, similar to the Koopalings even, that continue to have a presence. Okay, actually maybe not the Koopalings, maybe they're not the best example. I think one of the things that makes them memorable is just how sadistic their barbers were. A combination of multiple rapid, engaging level designs similar to that of the Octo expansion, mixed with more sandbox style worlds leading into or that help make up these levels, far more expanded than what's seen in the hero mode. And to top it off, a half-decent story that can finally use at least parts of Splatoon's super dark undertones to its world, could build for a great backstory building campaign for both players who've never played Splatoon before, and old ones who don't want to do the same style of box-breaking linear levels for approximately 8 hours. I mean, hey, add some cutscenes into the story mode too, let's see the characters interacting with each other. I mean, some people like it when there's more cutscenes in the game than actual gameplay. Also, I know there's a heck of a ton of critiques from the game out there, but people like myself only criticize the game because we know how much better it can be with how beautiful it already is. And trust me, only a masochist would do something they hated for over 1,000 hours. What do you think could be implemented into Splatoon 3 story mode? Do you think what we've seen so far is a positive or negative direction for the single player? Let me know in the comments, and remember to leave a like and subscribe for more content on Splatoon 3 and other things gaming. I'll see you all next time.